How nice it is and how much more relaxing to get out of bed without needing to be layered up in our winter woolies. Everything just feels so much more simple in a way when you don't need all these outer layers of clothing and you're not freezing cold first thing in the morning and the sun is up so much earlier already. I'm really looking forward to the warm, sunny season ahead. How about yourself? Do you enjoy spring and summer? I know summer can be extremely intense in a lot of places in Australia. I've spent a big portion of my life in Queensland and I know just how hot it can get. So, do you enjoy it? What's the summer like where you live? I would love us to spend some time at the local waterways and at the beach this summer. But in saying that, we have got a lot of responsibilities at home now on the farm. We'll manage to get away and have some fun, I'm sure. But it definitely is something that is starting to take up more and more time as we go, especially with our pigs at the moment, the tricky, intelligent things that they are. They are really testing the fences. Now we've got them in a beautiful big paddock. It's quite a large area for pigs. They have so much room there, but they're still testing the fences and they've been escaping recently to the point where we'll just look out the back door and, hey, hang on a minute, a mother pig with 6 piglets is not meant to be standing there eating out of the dog's bowl. So even though we have got electric wire up around the perimeter, they just seem to be wily enough and clever enough to beat like the spark of the electric fence and time it, and they're just rushing straight over it. So we have put them back into a smaller area at the moment, which is very secure. It's the area where we put them when they are giving birth, but at the moment it's just too small. We have 8 pigs. 2 of them are large and the 6 babies, and they're just not going to be happy there long term. So fencing, all that to say that fencing is something on a farm that does consume a lot of time, is always being tested by your animals, and needs frequent upgrades. We have also had a little bit of action in that our incubator, which has been running for the past, it's 3 weeks I think for chicks. It's either 21 days or 28 days. I'm not the project manager really for incubating chicken eggs, but we have got a set of chicks which you've seen in my videos. They are just feathering up nicely and very soon they will be outside full time, which is perfect because we now also have another batch of fertile eggs hatching right now as I speak over in the incubator, and these ones are 100% free, well, as free as owning an animal gets, I suppose, because they are from our own fertile eggs at home, and they're all crossed breeds, and it will be very interesting to see what we get out of this clutch. So it is Father's Day today here in Australia, and my husband has ever so nicely asked me to make him some vanilla cupcakes. And we're going to have those later today after lunch with some of the ice cream I picked up in our grocery haul, which was on sale. So yeah, it's early in the morning. I put together a very simple breakfast because I knew I'd be cooking a lot today, and on those heavy kitchen days I really don't want to do tons of breakfast cooking as well. So we just had some sourdough toast with some various toppings and then a smoothie. Got the oven going, got my muffin pan ready. All my ingredients. I'm going to make a sort of gluten-free alternative flour maple syrup cupcake. So let's go. I was really quite pleasantly surprised by how little sweetener I needed in this recipe. These cakes did turn out to be quite moist and enjoyable. They were definitely sweet enough with the ice cream on the side, but also I thought they were really tasty just by themselves. They're really just muffins, I suppose. But certainly if you put together a buttercream or any kind of topping that you like on top of these, they would transform magically into cupcakes, which is my kids' belief. Okay, so if it has no icing or anything on top, then it is a muffin, but if it has some kind of icing or topping, then magically it becomes a cupcake. So this day was very simple for me to just leave it plain. We were having the ice cream, but with buttercream would be really good too. All I needed was about 1/3 cup of maple syrup, and I feel like I added the same again of coconut sugar. I did not write this recipe down for you today because I was experimenting, and although I was happy with how they turned out, I'll make sure that I practice it a couple of times before sharing it. Basically, it was 4 eggs seemed to be the secret to keeping the ratio together well with almond meal. So about 4 eggs to 2 cups of almond meal, and I also add about 1/2 cup of cassava flour, but something like brown rice or tapioca would be totally fine in there as well. So these are absolutely gluten-free and just kind of tummy friendly, as long as you can tolerate nuts, of course. And also that means that even though I'm giving my kids ice cream, and it's, you know, ice cream is just full of sugar, it's commercial ice cream, this is a lower sugar and higher fat and protein cake on the side, which kind of slows down that sugar hit and helps them to stay a bit more even keeled after having that treat. Do you cook or have somebody cook special meals for you for your celebrations at home? Or do you go out to eat? We've done our fair share of both. Certainly when our family was a bit smaller, it was easier to go out to eat to restaurants and cafes and things to have celebrations. But I have to say now, with 6 children as a family of 8, I find it much easier to just host or cook special meals at home. Or if we really want to do something a bit different, going for a barbecue at a local park or somewhere beautiful is also a lot of fun. Of course, a lot easier on the budget as well, which is when you're in this time of life, when you're raising your kids and counting every dollar, that is an awesome way to enjoy things cheaply. So I'm going to get these cupcakes in the oven. They'll take about 20 minutes in there. And when these are done, I want to make sure I take a bit of time. It's the weekend. I'm going to take a bit of time to go outside and just stop and smell the roses, so to speak, but also quite literally, because spring has sprung and there are so many beautiful flowers coming to life on the property at the moment. I really like to just pause time a little bit, you know, just slow things down and really go and be amongst it and be present and just enjoy it and allow my brain to maybe stop running over all the things that I know are coming up in what is a busy week for us, appointments and visitors and all kinds of things going on. It's nice to just give my brain a rest. And actually, I've been thinking lately that I need to get back into using a notebook or a diary as somewhere to just brain dump and let out all those thoughts that I know definitely as a mum, but I'm sure certainly as a dad or any parent or really anybody who is managing any facet of life, whether it's your busy job or extended family care responsibilities, whatever it is, we do just tend to store too much in our minds, don't we? And it can become overwhelming and really drown out the everyday conscious moments that I know we all want to be present in. I would like to plant some more dedicated flower beds, maybe around the house more so than in the veggie patch. We have had these self-seeding poppies burst up over spring. I think that my mum planted them in the veggie patch in seasons past, but they are beautiful. I can't help but think they are taking up space for food though, so their days are probably numbered. Our garlic is coming up nicely, although I did get it in late, so I hope it has long enough to develop over the warm season. Rosemary is just teeming with bees, which is wonderful, and so are the plum trees that are in bloom at the moment. It is such a relief to see so many bees buzzing about. I think we've had concerns in New South Wales in the past, and maybe at the moment too, with varroa mite, which is something that infiltrates bee colonies and just destroys them. So I know that bees are something that is really on my radar and something I want to invest in the next season to come. It's all just about saving up and finances, right? Same as it is for everybody. So bees, I don't know. Maybe if I'm lucky, maybe they'll be my Christmas present this year. So it's our tradition that for special days like Father's Day and Mother's Day and your birthday, you get to choose the meal that we have, the main meal that we have, and a dessert as well. So today my husband has asked me to make curried sausages with mashed potato. And this is totally out of my comfort zone. I feel like curried sausages is a true Aussie classic. Am I right with that? I've actually never eaten it. It wasn't something that we ate growing up, but I'm absolutely willing to give it a go. So I had a quick web search for some ideas for recipes, and I'm just gonna go with the sausages that are oven roasting right now, I'm going to keep a few of them separate in case not everybody likes the curry. Then I'm going to create like this curry gravy basically based off my web search research, which is just some of the Keen's curry powder, the old Aussie classic, and some chicken stock. And it seems like adding sliced carrots and frozen peas is really traditional too. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and hey, surely he'll like it. I mean, it was made with love, right? So even if it doesn't taste the traditional way that he knows it, I'm sure he'll be happy to eat it. So yeah, let's do this. So I found this to be a super simple, nourishing dinner or lunch recipe that we really enjoyed. It was really tasty as well. So I'm really happy that my husband kind of pressured me into trying this classic Aussie dish. It is so yummy. So I just heated up some olive oil in my pan there, and because I don't have any onions at the moment, I used some dried onion powder, just probably a teaspoon, maybe a tablespoon, and I added some garlic as well, just straight out of the garlic, and then sautéed that and added our veggies. We used sliced carrot and frozen peas. And then I added, I think it was two teaspoons of the Keen's curry powder. And I found that just the right amount for us. It wasn't overwhelming with spice, but it was super tasty. And then just 2 cups of chicken stock. I'm out of homemade broth at the moment, so I just used the Maggie Beer natural chicken stock, which I like to keep in the pantry. And we I just simmered that down for a while, sliced these sausages up and popped them in the pan to cook together. So good. Make sure you use some really tasty sausages, and yeah, it is a recipe worth trying and a keeper for us. Now, yes, some of my kids preferred to go what they call Bunnings style and just have some buttered bread and basically a sausage sizzle for lunch with some tomato sauce or just as they like it. And that was pretty easy and a treat for them as well. There is a great brand of supermarket sourdough which works really well for dishes like this, where the bread has to be sort of soft and pliable so you can fold it over on the sausage. And that is Bill's bread. Now, I think that's only available in New South Wales. I don't remember seeing it for sale in Queensland or Tasmania. So that is a nice little handy one to have available at Woolies or Coles as well. Now on to the mash. I feel like this is probably the most controversial thing I've ever posted on my channel, is making mashed potato. Because there are so many ways to make mash, and I didn't even get my potato masher out for this one. I got straight into it with a fork, which my husband thinks I'm going to receive a lot of scolding comments for this. But actually, it was my nana who stayed with me once and just used a fork to make her beautiful, fluffy mashed potatoes. And I was so impressed with it that I think I've left the masher to the side ever since and just gotten into it. Now, oh man, I love mashed potato. Is there more of a comfort food? If you are a potato lover like me, it's like this excuse to just slather your potatoes in as much butter as you want. And it's just delicious. One of my favorites. So thanks for joining me today as I go about my Sunday kitchen day, making some new meals, which was fun, and having a bit of a celebration at the end too. If you've enjoyed my content, please do like or comment or subscribe, and that way I will see you next time. Bye!